Okay, so what was your argument yesterday,
That MMR is stupid
and why is it stupid?
because it's ridiculous that you can play Grandmaster for so many games, but then if in placement matches you do awful and play like a bronze, it doesn't matter. You're still in Grandmaster.
Yeah, so we had this argument yesterday, and it was just I thought it was really interesting because we talked about it for like the 8-minute queue time that we had or whatever it was.
No, we
And
were playing during the game.
Yeah,
We're
but while
talking
we were,
during the game.
yeah. But the argument that I had was that even if we did have the MMR reset, you know, or even just no MMR at all, we get placed into, even at the start, we get placed into just random matches where it pretty much ruins the game for other people who have already done placement matches because you have like a general idea of where to put them at the start. And I'm assuming that's what happened like at the very, very first season. Like you only had up to level 25 and then they're like, hey, this is what we have to work with. Put them here for now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't even want like the level 20. Did you even want the level 25 thing to be a thing? Even if it didn't matter, you would still want people to play the game to get to level 25, or would level 25 not matter, period?
No, you would get to level 25 still.
Just for like basic knowledge of the game though, not as like a starting point to say, hey, we're gonna use this to put you somewhere.
Well, even that's fine. That part's fine. Get to level 25, however you played, that's where they'll start you. But it's ridiculous that people who are Grandmasters, when the MMR reset, and they're fixing it now, but there's no MMR, they play like a garbage silver. They got placed in silver, and that's not surprising.
I agree to the point where it's like, hey, these people are Grandmaster. They've been Grandmaster for 5, 6, 7 seasons, whatever it's been. And then they go off and play like garbage and they're still Grandmaster. Because I've seen that. And that stuff's ridiculous. Do you think that's what they did with Season 18? Is like, hey, we've actually reset the MMR. So now, like, stuff like... Or do you think it was an actual bug? Or do you think that's what it was, like, almost intended to be? It was like they
I think
played...
it was a bug.
Okay.
They would have too many people mad.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, I play with you and Brow. You're both diamonds. I hold my own with you. If you just threw me in a team with diamonds, 2 teams of diamonds, I would be fine. It's getting there. That's the issue. I can't get out of gold, or I can't get out of silver.
Do you think that's because of the MMR is the reason why you cannot get out of gold?
Kinda.
Like the past games that you have played the past seasons that you've played is the reason why you cannot climb. It's not anything else. You think you're doing as good as a diamond would be.
No, that's not what I said.
You would hold your own against diamonds, meaning you can play at a diamond level.
I'm not saying... No, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm not a diamond. I am mid-plat at best. Not a diamond. However, if you put me in a team of all diamonds where I am going to be carried, I will be fine, and I will stay at diamond because I'm being carried.
Okay.
So if a garbage Grandmaster is in Grandmaster, they will continue to be in Grandmaster because other people can just carry them.
I see what you're saying now. So even if they are probably like the worst Grandmaster, not even a Grandmaster, like probably maybe even at best high diamond level, they'll still stay in Grandmaster because they're playing with other Grandmaster players, and that's why they stay at that level, is because they're being carried by their teammates so much. Mm-hmm. But they still play at like a high diamond level.
or lower. We watched a Masters get placed in silver when the MMR reset.
Yeah, that was the weird thing, was like, even if you do win, I think there was one that was like winning 3 out of 2, 3 wins, 2 losses. I think that was that the gold or was that the silver? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I'm pretty. Red Shell was the one who got placed in silver. That was the funny part, because Red Shell is a Grandmaster Lucio, but if he's like a silver DPS, that's
embarrassing.
That's insane, honestly. But stuff like that is just really interesting because I don't think it was necessarily their intention, but obviously it has like some impact, because it's obvious that they were trying to completely wipe the slates clean of MMR at that point, because people had been placed so very, very low. And it's almost like the game has reset back to season 1, and you're having to build your reputation again to get back to Grandmaster.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird too, because this is one of the reasons why I want to bump up my other account, but we kind of already we were leveling up, but we were like playing good. We were kind of just trying to get it to 25. Just to see what it is without me being, I was in bronze for a season, I was in silver for the rest of the seasons I've played, and now I'm in gold, almost plat. I was almost plat. And I'm much better than I was in silver, but I'm still not getting anywhere. And obviously, I'm not saying there's not still things that I could do. Brow has gotten to the point where he will be like, Julia, you need to stop DPSing or I'm not going to play with you anymore when I play Moira. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Tunnel vision, I don't realize I'm doing it. But, so there's things that I can still fix. But I don't think I play like a silver. Brow doesn't think I play like a silver. I know you do, but that's fine.
No, honestly, at this point, I don't think you play like a silver. Because at this point, you've been in gold for so long, and you've actually played very, very well. I've seen a lot of really good plays by you. I think that you have improved a lot. I definitely don't think you're a silver anymore. I think you've improved enough to say that you are at the very, very least gold.
But it's frustrating because I cannot get out of gold. When I solo queue, there's a widow behind us.
Who?
There's a widow behind us.
Alright, I'm gonna go up top. Unless this monkey...
Anyway, what was I... But
I need to go get that widow.
If I solo queue, like, this is why I get so frustrated when you joke, like, oh, you need Bra to play with you to carry you. Yeah, kinda, because I can't get out of gold, because people are stupid. People in gold are stupid. And it doesn't matter if my skill level is slightly higher than them. It doesn't matter. Even with playing with you, you're plat on this account, right?
Yeah. Like
so
we're I think.
With 1, 2, 3, 4 plat players right now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And our tank line is great. When we played earlier, or yesterday, we had garbage tank lines. Because people just, it depends. I can't get out of gold because sometimes it's not my fault. And I'm willing to say that, and Brow's willing to say that. I know you don't like to say that.
No, I don't want to... Obviously, there are some points where it's like, oh, this certain moment with this certain teammate could have turned the tide. But that is putting a lot on your ranking based on a player or even 2 players. Like, I could understand if an entire team is like that, but saying that the whole game was lost because of this player is saying a lot, because there are still other teammates that can do other things. And
yeah, but there are so many games where you've said that the whole game is your fault, so it's kind of hypocritical to say that I can't blame it on some of these.
Yeah, but I want to look, like I've said before, I wanted to look at myself. I always want to look at myself. I never want to look at another teammate and say, it is your fault. The only reason why we lost that game was your fault. I could...
I'm pissed.
sometimes there is one moment where it's like, oh, that probably could have won us this game. But there are also other moments where it's like, hey, maybe you could have done A, B, or C and won this game. It's not necessarily just this one player's fault, you know?
Yeah, I'm not saying that every time it is, but there are absolutely times where yesterday when I started to get super frustrated, there is, and we can review that game all day, there is nothing else I could have done. I played so good that game, but it doesn't matter. You can only carry so much, and it's frustrating.
Widow's behind, so isn't Moira. Yeah, there is a point to where you can carry. I do agree
Why
that...
did you choose to play competitive while we talked? I cannot focus.
It's definitely something interesting that one player can only carry so much. But then again, there is quite a bit you can do. Holy cow, this Widow's gotten so many sites. There is still quite a bit you can do. Honestly, I don't think...
I legitimately could not have carried any harder than I was that game. And that's not every game. I'm doing awful right now. I have full healing, but that's because we have an Ana.
Even though you do say that you couldn't have done anything more or better in that case, I just need to get topped off because this Widow's gonna snipe me. She's getting damage boosted. I could have done better,
but there's not much else I could have done.
So you still could have done something better 100% is what you're saying, but
yeah,
you still could have done something better, but you don't think that changing those things could have won you that game.
No, it's a 6-person team, Christopher.
No, I understand that, but doing those things in order to change the game,
doing
would that have won you the game?
The entire game? No. That doesn't make any sense. You've said yourself.
That one ability. It's very difficult to carry by yourself. Yes, it's even probably more difficult to carry as somebody like a support.
Yeah.
Because
so why are you arguing with me saying that I could not have carried?
What are you talking about?
No, I don't think that if I changed the 2 or 3 things that I did stupid, that I could have 1v6 their entire other team. No, I don't.
No, I'm not saying that you could have 1v6 their entire team. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
Your exact words were, so you don't think that if you changed the couple things that you could have carried, or that we could have won. That's exactly what you said.
I'm not saying you could have 1v6 though. There's no way you could have 1v6. Not even like the best character in the game could 1v6. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying those things that you could have done to change your gameplay, to make your gameplay better, would have saved the team.
No.
So like, hey, this healing orb that probably would have saved the Reinhardt to shatter all 6 of them, winning us the game, wouldn't have won you the game. Saving this teammate, or damage it, or killing this teammate, or going off and peeling back instead of going up and dying. You know?
Okay. I'll be right back. Be silver, and I wouldn't be surprised, and I would laugh as they cried, because they would cry.
So
it's ridiculous.
The Grandmasters who have been carried in Grandmaster for so long would probably get deranked 1, 2, 3, however many times, and it would be amazing to actually see people from the higher ranks, almost like, hey, you don't have like your past games to carry you this far. It would be interesting to see how many people derank and how far they derank based on the complete even if it isn't a complete reset, even if they're just like cutting it off, maybe even 80-90%, it's still a lot that they're trying to shove to the side and be like, this doesn't matter anymore, it shouldn't matter anymore. I just think it'd be interesting to see how many people and how far they get put back.
Yeah. I think the way that competitive setup is great. I like that you lose less SR if you did really good. Competitive is fine. It's the placement matches. There should not be 5. It's ridiculous. That is not enough to determine how you're doing. It should still be 10. I don't care that there's 3 different ones. It should be 10 still. I like that it's 5 because I get them done sooner, but that also shows how little placement matches matter. If you could cut them in half and you're still supposed to get like an accurate SR. If I did placement matches, say it's reset today with MMR still, I'd do all 5. I'll play as Moira, get 5 gold medals a game, completely carried, win all 5 games. You know what I'm gonna put in? High gold. It doesn't matter. And it's stupid.
So the placement matches don't matter. We've both seen that many times before, that the placement matches just simply don't
It's
matter.
just to be like, hey, here's the start of a new season. They don't do
here's
anything.
the new shiny little thing that you might get, but just kidding.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. And that's infuriating.
I think it's funny how we think and we want to hope that it does something, but really it doesn't. And you think that okay, so say each category gets bumped up 5 more placement matches. Is that what they should do from now on? And what else should they change besides like bumping it up 5 matches? Like have them how would they make it to where it actually matters?
I don't know. You'd have to not count as on MMR as much, because that's all it counts on. It doesn't matter how you do it in those 5 games.
So you're saying that the system that they have set up now is purely based on just the MMR and not how good you are at those games? Because I feel like those placement matches, quote unquote, is just the same as playing the regular season. That you only would gain 20-ish SR per win or lose 20-ish SR per loss. It's not like it's not like a more fine-tuning thing. It's just like, hey, it's just kind of regular games, but it's a new season, so I guess that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a fancy thing.
So, do you think that like they should give you more SR during those placement matches in order to fine-tune it a little bit more?
I don't
lose
think
less.
So.
Like I don't know how.
No,
else
it should just be based on how you do. It's not
completely based on how you do in those matches, completely regardless of how you did in the other seasons or other matches. Just period. I killed the Pharah.
Because say you did have a really good day. I have great Moira games sometimes, and then some days I have awful ones. Say I did that, and they put me in, God forsake, Diamond. We'll just use Diamond as an example. Even if that does happen, and I'm not a Diamond, I'm gonna get pushed down to Plat real fast because I'm not Diamond.
And you don't think that would be bad for other Diamond players, since that boost
they can get
per se?
People. Everything that you've said has been people being sensitive and needing to get over themselves.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
They're running double shield. God dang it. So it's just like the argument that I'm having is based on people just not being okay with certain stuff. That's like that's what you think my argument would be, is like, hey, this isn't okay because when I want to be in whatever rank I want to be in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of. I don't think you think that, just the way that you're arguing.
No, I understand probably I understand generally, like, hey, this isn't cool because I'm already at this rank. You know. Sigma's on point. That's cool, bro. Too bad you're dead. I got killed on a tire. He solo ulted me, which is kind of funny. They also dropped a player.
Yeah.
They dropped their Rhine. Weird.
He might have just DC'd.
Yeah.
But
so,
ideally, because
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Who's on point? Oh, stupid Lucio.
They're probably just gonna keep doing that from now on. It's just trickling. So.
Ideally, pretty much they should just do everything that they pretend like they do, because I don't think they do any of it. They're like, oh, it's based off of, you know, how you did and against the other Moira or whatever. I don't think they do any of that. I think it's just, you know, I don't think they do any of it.
So, with like leaving players, do you think that even if you still win with leavers, do you think you should gain more SR or less SR because somebody had left the game?
I don't think you should gain nearly as much.
If you win with less people, or if you win
No.
over the people who have less, you think
No.
you should gain
Yeah.
less?
Yeah, because it's a 5v6. It's not fair. It's stupid.
Right. I think there was talk of some people who just didn't want any SR gained or lost, period, because somebody had left the game. Do you think that should be a thing, or just you should lose a lot less than you normally would?
Yeah.
And then the person who left would lose like a fair amount of SR.
Because there are people that, like, we had a game yesterday where it was, or maybe not yesterday, where it was
This
3
fog is
people.
popping off.
And they just, yeah, it was yesterday. They had 3 people. And they just stayed and hung out because if they all leave, nobody gets SR. So there are people that are like, I'm cool with losing so that you guys didn't just play a whole game for nothing. Because if everybody in the team wins, nobody gets SR. Browse said you do, but you don't.
I don't know about that stuff. I haven't really checked on stuff like that. Like, people are leaving right now. Let me check my SR right now and see how much it will go up, because this is actually a perfect time to watch this. 2706.
It'd have to be if the whole team left.
Right. But what, so we would still, would that system still be in place? Like, if everybody didn't leave, we had like 2 or 3 people left, and we would still gain a fair amount of SR because all of those people left.
No, if the whole other team leaves, you should get nothing.
Okay. But
that
then,
doesn't make
like,
any sense.
But then, like, you have a team of 6, right? And they're like, oh, we lose this game, let's just leave. And then the other team doesn't gain any SR for winning. Like, that kind of sucks.
Oh, well. You should not get anything if the whole other team leaves. It doesn't make any sense.
Because it's not like a full game. It's just like, oh, we lost the first fight, we're gonna leave. Like, that's not even a full. That's not even a full game. That's like,
no, you shouldn't.
That's just like fake SR, basically.
I don't care if it's the whole game. If the whole other team leaves, you get nothing because you're not fighting anybody.
Yeah, true. So now, the whole team. What did you say, Brow said that if the whole team leaves, then we barely gain any SR? What was that?
Yeah, we don't get any.
Oh,
he said that you do. No,
okay.
He said you do. I said you do not.
I wonder if I can look that up or not.
You probably could.
I wonder how much SR we get because we have so many
GG
leavers.
boys.
Yeah, leavers suck. They suck 100%.
Well, some people say the Ryan DC'd. They're gonna lose that fight with 5. So you leave and you don't lose any SR.
Alright, what did I say I had? 2706?
I don't know.
I have 2715 right now. So I gained 9 SR because of those people leaving. So it's not a lot when people leave. That's
good.
How it should be, yes. But I do want to look up if you gain any SR if all people leave. Because even if you do only gain, like I said, like 9 SR.
Did I not join?
No, I just exit out of it because I wanted to look up something.
Okay.
Well, actually, we could probably still be in queue while we look this up.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you didn't, but maybe you do.
I mean, more than half the team left, and I only gained 9 SR, so you'll get SR according to your performance, but a reduced rate due to the game not finishing properly. The SR depends on how long the last straggler takes to quit. If they hang on in the spawn room, your SR gain will be less. However, if they drop pretty quick, you will still get 15 to 20 SR.
That's so stupid.
So if everyone drops pretty much immediately, you get 15 to 20 SR. Which
That's ridiculous.
I still think is a lot because a win is around 20 SR. even if you do, I think it's even if you do like decent and you get a win, you gain like 20 something SR. Compared to everybody leaving and you get 15 to 20 SR, that's a little bit too much.
You shouldn't get any because the whole other team left. You didn't do anything.
Right.
That's stupid.
And it also, the SR you gain depends on how long it takes somebody to quit. Is a bit weird to me. Like, hey, this person takes almost the entire match to quit, and then you gain 5 SR because they took so long to quit. Or you gain more based on how long it takes them until they quit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes a little bit more sense just in case you did play the entire game and then they quit just before you win. I guess that would make a little bit more sense because you still played the entire match. So you would still want to gain almost what you would have gotten if they stayed just before the match ended or something like that.
But what if you were losing?
If you were losing and somebody disconnected, how much SR would you lose? Is that what you're asking?
No. You're saying it would make sense to get SR if you were playing the whole game, you know, winning, and then someone left and then everybody left because they DC'd. What if you were getting absolutely destroyed, someone disconnected, everybody just left? Then you get 15 to 20 SR, and you guys didn't get out of spawn that whole game. You shouldn't get any. Or very little.
I'm trying to picture what you're saying right now. Hang on.
If you were the attacking team,
yeah,
the defending team set up in front of your spawn. You're not getting out of the spawn. You're just getting killed. You're losing.
Yeah.
Someone on the defending team disconnects.
Mm-hmm.
They don't come back, so everybody else leaves. You get 15 to 20 SR because they left. And you were losing.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird.
It's stupid. You
had played the entire game
any.
and pretty much steamrolled the entire game, but then everybody leaves because one person disconnected.
But I'm saying the opposite. Your team was losing.
Yeah. No, I get that. But
That's not what you just said.
But are you saying you wouldn't win? You would lose that game, but everybody disconnected, so you would still lose 15 to 20 SR. Is that what you're saying?
No.
So you're saying you would gain SR?
You would, because you'd win. Because the whole other opposite team disconnected.
That's what I said the first time.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so you are getting steamrolled the entire game, but the entire other team disconnects, so you win that game, but you gain 15 to 20 SR even though the other team had left.
You were losing.
Even though you were losing initially.
Yes.
Yes. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
I think that is quite a bit much if you gain
Stupid.
a lot of SR based on
It is quite a bit stupid.
leaving, even though you were being completely wiped clean.
Yeah.
And also, you didn't want the wins to matter either. You just wanted strictly medals, matchups, ultimates, value, etc.
Yeah.
SR differences, just that stuff. No wins whatsoever.
No.
So even if the wins don't matter, do you think people would play differently if the wins did not matter for your SR? Do you think people would either like be more laid back or try to have like more fun or just not care at all?
That would be super stupid and make no sense. If someone did that, they don't deserve to be at a high low anyway.
But that's what I'm saying though. Would people just purposefully not care about winning? It would pretty much just be team deathmatch at that point.
No.
I'm playing DPS. I need to get more kills than the other DPS so I can get higher. I don't care about the payload.
No, I don't think so. I feel like at this point you're just pulling devil advocate arguments out of your ass.
Well, it's not that, because I do think people are low enough to think that the entire game doesn't matter. This is just team deathmatch now because
You still have to do your job, though.
Yeah, you would still have to do but your job. What's your job as a DPS? Your job as a DPS is to do damage and get kills. If you still do that, but you don't get on point, you don't go to payload. You still get bumped up because you did your job as a DPS, getting kills and getting damage done out there. But you didn't touch the point at all. You didn't move the payload. You didn't care about winning that game. All you cared about was getting your kills.
Okay, then count wins. I don't really know. This argument's kind of like going downhill.
What do you mean?
That we've already talked about everything. We're just kind of pulling out random stuff. Then count wins. If people are gonna be stupid, then count wins.
Alright.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm trying to give as many scenarios as I can because I guarantee that this is like the whole thing that they're having right now. Like in their little conference room, what they're talking about right now is this whole argument.
How to fix the bug.
How to fix what they did wrong or what they're doing wrong. Because there was another argument that was like they're taking very, very little baby steps, and that's what's causing them to like pretty much suck at developing this game, is because they're not taking big risks to bump their game up. They're taking little itty bitty babies.
222 was a huge risk.
Well, it's a thing that people have been supposedly is a thing that people have been asking for years now, but they haven't implemented it until just now.
Then go develop a game. I think that's stupid.
That
I don't
people
know.
have been complaining for so long.
Yeah.
But
that they're taking baby steps. Try to develop a game, nonetheless, an online game where you are accountable for everybody that plays it.
Yeah.
I think that's stupid.
Because
I don't know.
I
just
like the thing about risk is like you could severely mess up your game, but you could also make your game like a lot of like really fun or cool ideas that people might have, and you take risks on those ideas that might make or break your game. And I feel like taking risks is just like you're putting too much on this one idea, and I think that's why they want to take baby steps so much, or quote unquote baby steps, is because you don't want to ruin the game that a lot of people love to play already.
Yeah, exactly.
They beat it for some reason. Oh, to go save Sigma. That's actually kind of smart. Too bad he's dead.
He's dead, so.
We need to get
Here's
rid
the
of
thing,
turrets
though.
up there.
Unfortunately, this conversation we're having doesn't matter.
Yeah, this won't go into
You know what they're doing right now?
Blizzard's
They're
Sip on
fixing the
coffee.
bug. They're they're resetting the MMR. They're fixing everybody's stats. That's what they're doing. They're not talking about whether or not they should change the way it's set up. That's all they're worried about, is fixing the bug, getting Season 18 back up. That's it.
True.